Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It is Thursday. Ticket Blitz Thursday, actually. So at 8 o'clock, we'll have tickets for Vampire Weekend coming up. We start Ticket Blitz Thursday at 8. It'll go every hour after that. So 8, 9, Vampire Weekend for Northerly Island. So those tickets coming up. And in about an hour at 7:10, we get you on the phones with Clash with Kenzie for tickets for the Renaissance Fair, which are caravan up to the Renaissance Fair. So we'll go past, if you're starting with us downtown or join us anywhere in there, you go past like Gurnee, where Six Flags is, Gurnee, right in there.
I feel like Gurnee is a special place in my heart because I just know that that's where Six Flags. I see that word. I'm like, oh, we need to go past that to go to the Renaissance Fair.
Hey, if you're going north with us, you're still going way past. We're going all the way to the border to get to it and enjoy ourselves all day at the Ren Fair because it's so amazing. It's so incredible. And I was just telling Kenzie, I think I bought a too hot of an outfit this year.
We should be belly dancer like I'm going to be. We should wear matching outfits.
I did lose 10 pounds with pneumonia.
Oh, you're like skinnier than me already.
The weird thing is, I did lose 10 pounds, but my belly doesn't look different. You know?
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, you're a very tall person. I feel like 10 pounds is like, the benefit of being tall is when you gain 10 pounds, no one really notices, right?
Yep.
But then when you lose 10 pounds, you're just like you're tall. It's distributed. When I gain 10 pounds, it's like, uh-oh, like what happened?
Dude.
But if I lose 10, it's like, oh my gosh, she joined The Biggest Loser,
So when I lose 10 pounds, it comes out of my chin for some reason. That's what, like all of a sudden I looked at a picture, I go, I have a sculpted jawline here.
Oh, you find the rest of your face?
Yeah,
It's in there.
From pneumonia, I have a sculpted jawline.
Oh, yeah.
Without doing anything. No, post pneumonia, I've been, like yesterday, I did the Weber Grill thing. I talked about that yesterday. Let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of surprised. I told you yesterday, see how they make the grills and all that stuff. No, they took us right to the Weber Grilling Academy, they call it.
What is that? What's the academy?
So they lay out, all their grills are there. Everything from the Lumen, which I have the electric grill because it's good for my deck size there. The deck, I said size. Mm-hmm. And then the biggest Summit grill that's like the Mac Daddy that if you have a big yard and you can do, it's unbelievable. And I learned how to make things I was doing wrong. Like we cooked all the food. So we cooked filet mignon.
Ooh.
We cooked ribs, pork loin, broccoli. We made fried rice on the griddle, the rust-resistant slate griddle they have.
That's fun.
It was amazing. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life because I learned about maybe not over-seasoning. Sometimes I over-season,
Do you?
I like seasoning.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm a big seasoning person.
And they're just like, just use salt and pepper. I go, nah, I got to use some other stuff.
On everything, just salt and pepper?
On the steaks and the pork loins, we just did salt and pepper and even more salt than pepper even. I'm a big pepper guy. I like a lot of pepper.
Yeah.
So I learned a little bit and it tasted amazing. And it was just a great experience.
I'm a salt person. Like I like it to be in a little bath. I want to feel the little gritty grits.
Hell yeah. Yeah. What's that sound again? You hear that, Case?
What, are you doing a show with a rabbit today, Brian?
I want my steak to taste like the Dead Sea. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for.
I am with you. Yeah. But something embarrassing happened. I can't ever do anything that I really want to do without something bad happening somehow. I don't know what's wrong with me. So I get there.
What bad happened to you?
So the Weber headquarters on Roselle Road up there are phenomenal. Pull in. I'm all confident. I'm super happy. I changed into a button-down shirt.
What? You dressed up for this?
Put a button-down shirt on.
It was like he was meeting the president.
It was.
The amount of events we've had that you've not put a button and you did the Weber Grill guy.
That's right. A lot of respect.
Okay.
And I put my watch on. I have a watch that Megan gave me for our wedding gift. I love this watch. And I put that on. I just want to look good. And I walk in there, and the secretary's there, and I go, yes, I'm here to see Tracy and the grill master, Dustin, and the headquarters. I'm a little excited there. And somebody came up to deliver a package to the secretary while I was waiting. I'm standing there, and the Amazon guy or whatever came up to the thing, so I move out of his way. I just sort of back up, and I trip over my foot, and it wasn't, so that, when you're stumbling, and you try to get your balance?
And it's like a really long fall
Yeah.
instead. You just cause attention.
This fall lasted easily 30 seconds. I'm swinging my arms at 6'4" and a quarter. I was taking out the whole lobby, and I'm trying to get my balance. And then I realized it's not going to happen. I'm not going to regain my balance.
No, you just like a bird trying to fly.
Oh my God. And then I fell and almost hit one of the grills out there.
Like ass on the floor?
I fell completely ass on floor on my arm. I went, ow! Ow! And the Amazon guy and the secretary go, oh my God, are you okay? Are you fine? And that's the last thing I want.
And then you sued them?
No, I'm not suing because they gave me delicious meat. But
what was the sound you made one more time?
Ah, my arm! And I just wanted no attention. But all I got was attention because they're super nice people.
Did you hear what you yelled? What do you mean you wanted no attention?
It hurt. I couldn't
You
help.
realized that the only thing that happened was your body weight. It's not like a grill fell on top of you.
I almost hit their legendary historic grill they have in the lobby, too.
Oh my
I almost
gosh.
broke it.
It was George Washington. Ryan, I really hope you said you were from like the mix or something. This is so embarrassing.
Oh, God, it was
This
terrible.
is horrible.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. So 18% of Chicagoans have said that people have come up to them and said they're doing this wrong. Now, I'm going to tell you what the this is at 6:30 when we come back here in about 7 minutes. But it's led to violent confrontations. It's led to the end of 20-year friendships and even relationships. And it's something that 18% of Chicagoans have experienced it. And just an argument over you're doing this wrong.
So the arguments that are happening is because people disagree on how to do it, or it's the arguments are occurring because people are doing it wrong?
Well, there's several ways to do this thing. And because an argument starts, in fact, many of them are started without asking, hey, am I doing this right? That's not it. Somebody just wants to expunge their opinion on someone saying, hey, you're doing this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts arguments. It ends relationships. It's led to violent confrontations where the police have been called. In Chicago area, 18% of Chicagoans say
I
that.
know what it is because I think I just had this happen to me and my husband.
Okay, if you want to say it, I won't say if you're right or wrong until we come back at 6:30.
My husband made a weight comment the other day. And no, we both almost died in the car because it was not good.
I don't want to dive in anymore, possibly about
I'll
what
tell you what happened.
Okay.
I was very angry about this, but I went to Target and he dropped me off at Target to run his errand with the baby. And then he picked me up and I got like stuff for the house or whatever. And I was like, oh, he goes, oh, you got a lot of stuff. And I go, I wish I would have found like some clothes. And he goes, why? You have so many clothes. And I go, well, a lot of them still don't fit though. Like I'm still in the middle of losing weight from having the baby. And he goes, well, then why don't you just work out more?
Oh,
That was worse than I thought it was going to be.
he should have jumped out of the moving car in the parking lot right then and just did just stop, drop, and roll and ran.
And I go, so the intense diet and workout plan I've been on for 5 months in which I've lost almost 15 pounds.
Yeah.
I apologize, isn't moving fast enough for you. And I wanted something that was a little spandexy that I could fit into. It didn't go great, the conversation.
No. Did you get out and go in the Target?
Well, he'd already picked me back up.
Okay, I got you.
We were on our way home.
Which means you had to drive home then. There was no buffer period where you were apart. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, no. I was like, well, I'm sorry you're so disappointed in how I look. And so I go, why don't I just work out more? I don't know. The only time I get to work out is incremental naps with the baby. So I get 20 minutes and then 20 minutes and then 20 minutes and then it's like bedtime. So sorry, that's not enough.
I'm curious of his backpedal on that too when you're trapped in the car.
He's like, no, I'm just saying if that's what you want.
That's a good move
He's
on his
like,
part.
I don't care. He goes, but if you're saying, I don't fit and it's bumming you out.
Yes.
And I go, I didn't say it was bumming me out. I said I wanted new clothes.
All right. Well, I'm not going to say if you're right or wrong. If that's what
So
the
I would guess
18%,
it's that.
18% of Chicagoans have been told they're doing something wrong, not even being asked. Case, real quick, do you have any kind of idea on this?
I think it goes back to what you were talking about at the start of the show. I think it's grilling. Because if I came over to your house and I told you were grilling something wrong, we would have a problem.
Well, I'm only on the second floor.
Uh-huh.
But you would be thrown off that deck. You'd survive. You might be paralyzed. Depends how you land.
You know the video of The Undertaker throwing Mankind off of Hell in a Cell? That's what it would look like, but at your apartment.
As long as he's only paralyzed from the waist down, because I'm not answering all the phones and doing all that. He's got to be able to. He's got to be able to use his arms still.
It's very kind.
Yeah.
It's very kind of you.
He can lose legs. That does nothing for us.
All right, 18% of Chicagoans have been told they're doing it wrong. This thing wrong. We'll tell you what that is in 4 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, so time for a fact that makes your brain go. 18% of Chicagoans have said they've been told they're doing this wrong. And it leads to fights, it leads to breakups, it leads to the cops being called, and maybe you've gone through it. I think there's going to be a lot of people that relate to this when I get it out there. Now, Kenzie, you said exactly a weight conversation. Is that what you're thinking?
I would think something about weight, losing weight, gaining weight. I would say something about that being approached, needing to exercise.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of these, by the way, in this 18%, they say it's unsolicited. Someone kind of just came up and said,
Right,
like,
which
hey.
it makes me think it's like, if you want to lose weight, and you're just sitting there like, no,
Yeah,
why?
yeah.
That would offend you.
Now, Case thinks it's about something I was talking about going to Weber yesterday. It's about grilling. Someone judges your grilling. That's a really good one, too, because people don't like to be told how to grill. I know how to grill. You know, I'm throwing you off my balcony. I know what I'm doing.
Of course you do.
Yes.
You're a grill master.
But all those are wrong. Both those are wrong, actually. 18% of Chicagoans said they've been told they're doing this wrong, and it's mowing their lawn. Unsolicited, people will come up in the neighborhoods. Now, listen, I don't have a lawn, so I don't understand this. I live in the city.
Yeah.
And Case doesn't have a lawn either. Kenzie has a lawn.
I have a lawn.
Yeah. Now, do you mow your own lawn?
No.
We
have, this is actually cool. So, what my husband is the master of is getting tons of people in the neighborhood to sign up for stuff, and then we get the discounts. So there's also there's a company.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Basically. So
I think I gave him some investment money back in the day.
So what happens is if you get a company, whatever, I don't know the name, lawn mowing service. Okay,
Right.
we're gonna go generic. I'm not gonna shout anybody out of control. So,
So that was good lawn mowing guys.
yeah, it's good lawn mowing guys. If you're if you post on our neighborhood site hey, if we sign up, we're all getting a group discount. Well, you get an even bigger discount because you got everyone to sign up.
Yeah.
So we spend almost nothing because we get a bunch of people to sign up.
They're paying for your lawn.
Basically. But they're also getting a discount because enough people signed up. We do the same thing with there's a trash cleaning service, because
Right.
your trash cans are smell so bad.
Yeah.
And they especially in the summer, heat. It's horrible. But we always get so many people to sign up. We put out a little sheet and 100 people in the neighborhood will do it. And so we get ours for free. So my husband is the most punch card, get people to sign up. He's he wheels and deals. He's always did you know that on Wednesdays this restaurant's half off? He's always coming to me with something like this. So I'm okay.
This was weird to me because, again, not only do I not have a lawn, people that I know have lawns like you and my brother, people have services now. When I was a kid, my first job was taking the lawnmower down the street and just going door to door and saying, hey, you want your lawn mowed for $10, $12, $15, whatever.
What's the thing? If you spend $10 to mow your lawn, but you never have to buy a lawnmower or the gas or the maintenance, or in our case too, you don't have to buy the mulch or weed, you don't have to buy a weed whacker or a weed killer or weed that, all that stuff is expensive to go out and buy.
Yeah.
So if you choose not to do that, and if you get a good deal, it's
I don't know if a kid's going to charge $10 today for a lawn, though. They're probably want 30 or something. I don't know.
It depends on the size of the lawn.
I don't know. Does anybody out there still cut lawns? You cut your own lawn?
We get a lot of kids who come to our door during the winter, can I shovel your driveway
That's
for
the
5
other thing
hours?
I did. Yeah, winter was shoveling driveways and summer was mowing lawns.
And my husband won't do it. He's a hater. He's no, I have a snowblower.
That's just flexing.
Yeah, he's no, I'm going to do it myself because once he invests in something, we have to use it as much as possible.
Well,
So
it'd be funny.
that's not going to happen.
It'd be funny if you said, no, I got a snowblower. Hey, you want to see it? It's pretty awesome. It's
You blow the snow in the kid's face.
yeah, totally.
He's just there with a shovel, he's from the 1800s. It's just sad.
Now, you might ask, why does someone get in someone's face about mowing a lawn wrong? What's the right way to mow a lawn? Well, I did a little research on this, and people usually go back and forth, rows. Some people do the diagonal. And then
Well, some people have like the plaid pattern in their yard. Have you seen that?
You're supposed to mix it up, I guess, for your lawn's health. But the best pattern to mow in is concentric circles. It's an efficient pattern because all the turns you make are in the same direction. And since turns are more gradual, it's easier to maneuver your mower. A circular pattern will match the cuts you make around trees and flower beds as well. Because you always get screwed up when you want to make these straight lines and there's a tree. You gotta go, it's crooked, and my OCD used to kick in on that. So if you do circles, then the trees will be good, and it's also healthier for your lawn, allegedly. And you're also supposed to let the clippings stay in the yard as mulch, kind of mulching in the yard.
The aerial view of a lawn that I would cut would be like rancid. It would just look like you duct taped the lawn together. I missed the middle, man. And come back. There would be no pattern. There'd be no system. Like, I'll go over here now. Oh, let me come back. It would be horrible.
So Steve, the camera guy, checked in and said, we have a guy for $60 a week mowing, edging, and whacking for the lawn. $60 a week. A week?
That's a lot. I think we paid that maybe a month.
Wow.
Maybe.
And then 708 checked in. I cut my lawn and my neighbor always has something to say. I haven't cut it in 3 weeks for that reason. I'm letting it grow to piss that guy off. See, there are these lawn wars in the suburbs I just haven't experienced. And I love hearing these stories.
It's so weird because the only time I've ever noticed someone's grass is if it's like so high I can't see their door. Then I'm like, well, they should cut that.
Well, you figured I see that and I think they died and no one has gotten in on there. There's not a wellness check.
Them. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious about these lawn wars people have because 18% of Chicagoans say they've been told they're mowing their lawn wrong and they haven't asked anybody about it.
I don't understand. How often do you have to mow? Because
a lot.
Let me preface it with this. I've never mowed a lawn before.
Ever?
Never.
Good Lord.
I mean, my dad used to. I had two brothers and I had to help with everything.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, don't play the privilege music.
I mean, how did you not have to? You had to have so much lawn because you had horses.
Didn't you have a big, acres? Didn't you have a lot of land?
Yeah.
I grew up on a few acres.
So
who
cut it?
My dad had a Dixie chopper riding mower, and whenever I would volunteer my services, he would say, no, you don't know how to do it. I'll do it myself.
Right. He didn't want you touching. Riding lawnmowers are badass. He didn't want you touching his.
Yeah.
That's like his prime piece of equipment.
It's a Dixie chopper. It's like he was driving a tank through town.
Amen.
Yeah. So, no, I've never done that before.
He's like, you're not touching this. He's like, you don't know how to do anything. Just go drink some Mountain Dew.
That's like you were in my house.
You're not saddling up on this thing.
I've always wanted a riding lawnmower. We had a small yard. I said, Dad, can we get a riding lawnmower? I'll cut I cut it anyway for free, but I mean, it's like I'd like to ride that mower.
Your dad seems like the type of guy that would have been morally opposed to a riding mower, like that's cheating somehow.
Hell yes.
Yeah, you push that thing and you push it well.
I just imagine your dad setting a folding chair in the front yard and be like, we'll sit in it and push it back and forth.
Shot paintball guns at me with my shirt off while I was mowing the lawn.
Gosh.
Yep, that was Pops, yep.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're talking about the fact that makes your brain go that 18% of Chicagoans have been told that they're mowing their lawn wrong, and they never ask for anybody's opinion. And apparently this is a big suburb war that's going on out here. I mean, the city, people have lawns too, but I don't have one, and Case doesn't have one. Kenzie has a beautiful lawn, I imagine, done by a professional.
I mean, they just come and cut it. It's not like, it wasn't like designed.
Little crop circles.
There's not like a fountain of a cherub in the middle of it or something. Settle down.
A lot of people checking in on this. Case talked about how his dad had a Dixie chopper lawnmower, which I just looked up, and they can cost up to $36,000.
Yeah, worth every penny, by the way.
I got to get into sock sales. Lord. Things are flying off the shelf.
Everybody needs socks.
Amen.
It's like why athletes invested in water all those years ago. Everybody had a vitamin water, investment.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs water. Same deal with socks.
Can I ride a Dixie chopper lawnmower to work?
Yeah.
I go on Lakeshore Drive with that thing?
You can ride over cars. It's like driving Gravedigger to work, basically.
Oh, my God. So speaking of that, someone texted in here, Kevin from 219 said, I drove a Dixie chopper into Shorewood Lake in Valpo, Indiana one summer as a maintenance man.
Kevin, I need more info because that feels like it's the episode of The Office where Dwight drives the car into the lake because the GPS told him to.
Yeah.
I need to know how you got in there.
Yeah, something tells me we're not getting the whole story there. There's something else going on.
It's so bad.
Oh.
Also, 708 texted in and said, obviously commenting on the fact that I said how bad it would look if I cut the lawn.
Yeah.
And he goes, my wife cut the lawn once, and it looked like a schizophrenic motor.
Well, clearly off his medication. Yeah. Doing that. You know what was always weird to me when I would come down our neighborhood coming home is that when I would see, and this is not a sexist statement at all, okay?
Oh, boy.
Wow, that
boy.
open, it never leads to anything good.
This is going to be the most sexist statement I've ever heard.
And then next time she's like, I have a girl who's a friend, so don't worry about it. I'm not against women.
Okay, so what's your not sexist statement?
Boy.
My not sexist statement is when I'd come home and go down the street and see a mom out there in an apron mowing the lawn. Mm-hmm. I go like, they have sons. Like, why is the mom out there who's doing all these other duties in the cooking apron in between, like, making this rotisserie? I had to go out and mow the lawn. It always looked weird to me, and I wanted, do you need a hand here? Do you need help? You know, so it's not sexist. See, I was trying to help out. I'm just saying that women can mow lawns. They can do it in aprons. It just was always weird to me to see the mom out there doing it.
Amen, Brian. This is the most I've ever supported you.
Thank you.
We should not have to be out there. I think women can do anything, but that doesn't mean we should. I don't want to do it.
Well, there you go. Here's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Today is National State Fair Food Day. And totally by coincidence, it's also National Clogged Artery Awareness Day. Lena Dunham canceled her latest movie. Lena Dunham is at the point in her career where even Lena Dunham doesn't want to watch Lena Dunham. Whoopi Goldberg has written a comic book about a woman who gets superpowers from menopause. It's called Has Lots of Cats Woman. And Target is going to stop accepting checks. So tough news for senior citizens who will have to find a new way to turn a checkout line into an eternal hellscape. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.